Hi guys, and welcome to another kit review. Alright, so today we're having a look at something very different. It is a kit from Bronco, and the kit number is 35103. This kit came out in 2011, and it is their German Telemeter KDO Model 40 with an SD ANH 52 transport trailer. Basically, it's a Commando Garage 40, which is a large rangefinder operated by 5 guys, 2 on one side, 3 on the other, plus the transport trailer. Okay, so bit of history on this one. These were used for usually the heavy flak units, 88mm and above, and this would be spaced approximately 100 meters away from the flak battery, which would consist of 4 to 6 flak guns, and this would transmit all the altitude, direction, etc. information direct to the guns so they could fire up. Basically, it took between, once the crew of the KDO locked onto the target, 20 to 30 seconds before the first shot was fired. So very quick mechanical computer. Okay, so you had 3 guys operating the sights, checking height, direction, etc., and 2 guys on this side inputting all the information. Okay, so there we have it. That's the kit. This is in 1/35 scale. This particular kit cost me, I think, around about $35. I've had it on the wish list for quite a while, and I thought, you know what, just do it. All right, so that's the box. Let's have a look at the other sides. Introduction: high quality decals for Germany. So it does have the instrument decals, a couple of warning placards, etc., and even some kill marks. Photo etch, usual 14+ warnings, usual details of Bronco's address. Okay, let's have a look on the other side. And in profile, this is the rangefinder itself in 3 different color schemes. So basic gray, dark yellow, and dark yellow with green spots. So literally you could paint this almost any color you want to. Gray for early war, dark yellow for late war. Okay, so this would be a really nice little diorama setup. Right, so that's the box. Let's have a look inside, if I can get this thing open. Alright, that goes there. Unusually not a solid box. As you can see, it's just been fitted together, so that's not bad. Make it easy to recycle. So let's have a look. 1 bag of sprues, cable reels for the trailer. Next bag is the base for the rangefinder itself. Next little bag out is the wheels for the trailer. Then we've got 1 sprue here, which is the actual rangefinder itself. So this is not a very big kit, it's quite small. That is the full length of the rangefinder, so it is quite small, and it's not a great deal to the rangefinder itself. Okay, and then the next sprue out is your trailer, which has more parts in it, and is probably the most complex part of this whole kit. All right, so there's you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sprues. Color instructions from Bronco, we'll have a look at those shortly. And 1 bag that has the photo etch, and what I assume is the cables for the cable spools on the trailer. Okay. Oh, and of course, the small decal sheet. Right, so that's it. That's what's in the box. In a second, we'll have a look at the instructions. Okay, so let's have a look at the instructions. Alright, so just a copy of the box art. As you can see, you have got the rangefinder. So this is the main rangefinder tube with all the optics on it. This is your mechanical computer section and the ST-ANH52 trailer. So normally the trailer wouldn't be anywhere near the rangefinder when it was set up. This would be stashed somewhere, especially if this was a flak emplacement. The trailer, any towing vehicles, etc., would be hidden out of sight, either under camouflage or under trees or somewhere like that. Anyway, this is just for the show you exactly what you get in the kit. All right, so brief outline of the rangefinder, 5-man crew, etc., in English, German, and Chinese. Okay, and then overleaf, we have got usual warnings, your color callouts, which are Mr. Hobby, Hobby Color, Humbrol, and Tamiya, your sprue layouts, photo etch, decal sheet. Okay, all right, so fairly simple, fairly straightforward. You literally have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sprues plus photo etch and the decals. So there's not much to this kit, it's quite small. All right, so first up we start with the main rangefinder tube. Okay, fairly simple, straightforward. Then we mount the optics. Okay, so normally in transit, long distances, the main tube and the optics would be stored in separate boxes and loaded onto the transport vehicle, and then the main computer section would be placed on the trailer. Okay, short distances, I guess you could get away with it, but since this was a precision instrument, great care was taken by the crew to make sure that this operated correctly. Okay, so step 2 is literally putting the optics on, putting the mechanical computer together, and then you just carry on with a few more fittings, dials, etc., mounting the tube onto the box, and then we get to, this is the main mount for the rangefinder, and then it transfers to the trailer. So this is the trailer section, and this is a standard Bronco German trailer, so it's been seen in various other kits, so fairly straightforward, and it's probably the most complex part of this kit anyway. So carrying on with the trailer, mounting parts, most of the photo etch goes actually on the trailer and not the rangefinder. All right, so basic parts and fit outs. So as you can see, there are quite a few parts, quite detailed trailer. Okay, carrying on with the trailer, and here you've got photo etch going on to the mud guards, etc., brackets going on here. This is your photo etch brackets and things, mounting brackets for the trailer wheels. Right, a couple of boxes that go on top of the mud guards, and the cable reels actually go on top of those boxes. All right, wheels go on. So as I said, the trailer is probably the most complex part of this whole kit. And then you get to the actual base of the rangefinder, where you have the photo etch mesh goes onto the frames, and there's 2 locations. Just, you can mount it in the transport position or the operational position. Okay, same goes for a few other parts on this kit. So you can either mount this on the trailer like so, right, or mount it in operational. I think you'd probably want this operational. Okay, but like I said, in normal transport mode, this had its own box and the optics had their own boxes. All right, precision instruments would never be carried like this. They might be moved from location to location if it wasn't too far, but not for long distances. Okay, so that's it. This shows you how the transport configuration mounts on the trailer. These are your cable reels. So the rangefinder had its own generator power supply. okay, because it took a lot of power to run this. That's why you have your cable reels. They are not only for communication to the flat guns, but also power to the generator. And next photo is your combat position, what they call combat position, operational position. And as I said, this rangefinder was used for mainly the larger flat guns, 88mm and above, but it was also used by the 3 different services for varying means. I've seen one of these mounted on a flak barge. You name it, you can use it just about anywhere. And then we just get to painting. Option 1. So this just shows you overall Panzer grey, or what they call field grey. Okay, plus decal locations. Tells you to paint the tyres black. And on the other side, dark yellow, same again, decals. And dark yellow with green spots. Camouflage is entirely up to you, because this was used on every front by every service. The camouflage can be whatever choice you make. Alright, and that is the instructions from Bronco. So let's have a look at the decals to start with. So this is the decal sheet. I will give you a still photo of anyway, but it does have instrument dials on it, kill marks, so I guess if the flak battery scored a few hits, they'd paint them on the rangefinder as well, and just the warning labels, etc. Quite small, not bad, although I would have probably preferred a little bit more detail on the dials, because an arrow with a few markings means nothing, so maybe just a couple more details for like manufacturer or what it was. But anyway, 35th scale, it is what it is. All right, so that's your decal sheet. You also get these. All right, this is just 4mm vinyl piping, which is to replicate the communications cable for the telemeter. And lastly, the photo etch. Now, as you can see, this was bent. I do suspect it was bent to fit into the very tight fitting resealable bag that it came in, but at least it's bent down the middle, so it shouldn't affect the mesh. And as I said, most of this is for the trailer. There is only a couple of parts that go on the actual rangefinder itself. Okay, so that's the instructions, the decals and the photo etch. In a second, we'll have a look at the sprues. Okay, so let's have a look at the sprues, and we will start off with the most critical one. It's the main sprue, and this of course is the rangefinder itself and the computer box. Okay, so let's have a look. So the detail is really nice and crisp. There's no flash that I can see of. Okay, really no flash. Really nice detail. So obviously all your instrument decals will go in those holes there, and also on here. All right, and also on here, but you'll need your internet references to work out what color all of these switches and dials and things were. But the detail is quite nice. Okay, probably the only thing that this thing is missing is probably the wiring. Okay, so instead of using the wiring on the reels, you could use some wiring, although I'd probably use a piece of wire, actual wire, to run wiring from the actual computer box. Okay, but that's your internet references, because it's not mentioned in the instructions whatsoever. But as I said, the detail is really crisp. Okay, really nice and no flash. And the attachment points a little bit heavy, but nothing that can't be dealt with. Okay, so that is the rangefinder and the computing box. Okay, so next we'll have a look at this, which is basically just the mount for the rangefinder. Okay, really nice detail here, and again really crisp, very sharp. No detail, no detail, sorry guys, detail is good. Okay, I believe those bolt heads there do get cut off, if I remember from the instructions. Alright, but no flash. This is a fairly new kit, so I wouldn't expect flash, but the molding is really nice. Slight cleanup on the mold line, but nothing too much. Alright, so that's the trailer. Sorry, that's the base. So next we'll have a look at the trailer. So Bronco has used this trailer in a few other kits, so it's getting its money's worth out of it, but it is, again, really detailed, really crisp, nice detail. Okay, beautiful detail on that, and no flash. There's some nice detail on the mudguards, bolts, etc. Fairly straightforward, fairly easy build. You do have photo etch that goes on here, but that's not too bad. It's not too much photo etch. Alright, so there's your trailer frame, your mudguards, etc. And then you've just got two of these, which are fittings for the rangefinder. These are your optics. Okay, so you need to have, and that's what I like. All right, side molding. All right, so you can see the optics. So internet references, if you can find them. These are your cable reels, go on the trailer. So it's hard to find the references online. I've had a look for a few photos. All right, but yes, to get this to look really nice, okay, internet references. And as I said, you do get two of those. And the last sprues are those two, which are fairly straightforward. As you can see, these are fittings for the trailer and the wheels. Okay, I'm not sure about the tread on that tire there. It's a bit raised in the middle. I'd probably sand that down a bit. But apart from that, really nice detail. Really, really well done. Okay, and that's it, guys. That is all there is to it. as I said, 7 sprues, and that's it. So it is quite a small kit. Alright, it's not huge, won't take up much shelf space, but it is an unusual kit. Okay, so if you're interested in doing a flak gun diorama, this would definitely be a must. What I'd love to see would be Bronco bring out the generator, okay? Because not only was this 100 meters away from the flat guns, it had its own power source, it had its own generator, okay? And that generator powered the distributor box and everything else. All right, so that's next, I would hope. A generator that you can use for a diorama as well. Okay, and that, guys, is it. That brings us to the end of another one. I hope you've got something from this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And until next time, take it easy, and I'll see you later.